These statues don't just look real, they are real. These figures are actual people, and they're competing against each other at the World Championship of Living Statues in the Dutch city of Arnhem. John Eicke from Germany is here for the 6th time. His simple white costume sets him apart from all the others.
I'm really nervous. My act is completely new this time, and it requires a bit of participation from the audience.
John Eicke's character is called Blanco, a debut character. The idea is passers-by get to jump in themselves. They can grab brushes and paint and turn the statue into their very own canvas. Whether he's playing a living statue or airbrushed from head to toe, John Eicke gets right into character. His clients hire him for various jobs. The 48-year-old earns his living being a statue. His most successful figure is the Candyman. He crisscrossed the globe as a candy salesman and won the World Living Statues Championship in 2010. He first tried out his craft in his home city of Berlin.
At first I had to look inward at myself and my body. What happens when you have an itch? Well, eventually it goes away, and then all your attention turns outward. Your viewing angle expands all on its own. It's hard to believe, but when I look straight ahead, I can see someone walking behind me.
John Eicke uses the downtime between appearances to think up new characters. Living statues barely move their bodies and certainly not their mouths, and that's right up John's alley.
Personally, I prefer quiet or monotone things. Maybe that comes from standing still and having to persevere for hours. The figures don't have any particular characteristics or soul. They're not supposed to. They're fake.
John
Eicke buys his props like coloured contact lenses at specialty stores like Mask World in Berlin. He spends a lot of time perfecting his costumes.
I'm not able to actually move around and show people what I'm doing, so the costume is, in a way, protective armor for me. It makes me feel comfortable. And I think it's important that a costume be something more than what people see in their everyday lives.
That holds true for Blanco too, the figure John Eicke first presented in Arnhem. He gets ready at a church in the city centre. Most of his competitors are decked out in wild, fanciful costumes, but John Eicke has a different strategy.
I'm basically taking 3 steps backward and returning to the very beginning. I'm giving the audience a figure that's not finished yet. That's Blanco.
But will his idea hold up against the competition? All across the city, children and adults, amateurs and pros, more than 200 people from around the world are competing as living statues. The spectacle draws some 300,000 visitors every year. They, along with a jury, get to decide the winner.
You see really difficult moves.
It's an art to stand still for so long.
That's a lot of work for them, and they're showing their soul to the public.
After more than 3 hours, Blanco isn't so blank anymore. The visitors have lost all reservations about picking up a brush, and John Eicke is enjoying every bit.
I can't even move my face anymore. I have something like 200 layers of makeup on. But it worked out just the way I wanted.
John Eicke has become the first person to win the world title twice. And with that, the world's best living statues say goodbye and get ready for the next competition.